Pete Golding. Pete Golding on Thursday morning was charged and arrested with driving under the influence in Northport. And according to the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office, his bond was set at $500. Now, Pete Golding has been bonded out since then, but was charged, arrested with DUI in Northport. And, of course, since then, we have seen statements from the University of Alabama and Coach Golding, UA, basically saying, look, we are fully aware of the situation. We know what happened. We're gathering information. We're going through the due process, and we will handle this in-house where Coach Golding is concerned. And, of course, for Pete Golding, his statement, very remorseful, sad for what he did, sorrowful for what he did, hurt by what he did, disappointed, family disappointed, Coach Saban disappointed the university, just very, very remorseful about what happened in the whole incident. So, bad look on the program, especially when you look at no need for drinking and driving when you could call an Uber, you could call a taxi cab, you could call other coaches, you can call so many people to come and help out in the situation. So no excuse for what happened, but at least, part one, Golding owns up to it. And then part two, no reports have come out about whether other people were involved, whether somebody was hurt or not, somebody was injured or not. So the good news is that no report was put out there about how somebody else being involved in the incident. And, for Coach Golding, this comes on the heels of his best recruiting performance at Alabama. You look at this 2022 class of the 24 student athletes that were signed, including the 3 transfers, 8 guys Pete Golding primarily brought in. When you look at 5 stars, Giot Campbell and Aaron Anderson, when you discuss Jaheim Otis and Sean Murphy at linebacker, Danny Lewis Jr. at tight end, the transfer defensive back, and Elias Ricks. Golding also had a hand in bringing in wide receiver Jermaine Burton from Georgia. So Golding had a big day. And then, of course, Coach Saban lavishing praise on him in the press conference on Wednesday. I mean, U.S. fans were like, finally saying, maybe we were wrong on Pete Golding. Maybe Pete Golding is the guy. Maybe we need to trust Pete Golding. No, Pete's not that bad. No, Pete's not terrible. Pete's okay. Pete's okay. So, on the heels of best recruiting performance in his time at Alabama, and finally starting to get some of the trust and the respect from more of the fans, and the defense played better, a lot better the second half of last season. And in having 9 of 11 starters back on the defensive side of the ball, everything looking right there for Pete Golding. Coach Golding thought, you know what? I deserve this turn up. I deserve this little turn up. So he goes, gets his turn up on, a little tipsy, a little drunk there, and gets behind the wheel. Should not have done that. But did appear to be remorseful there in the statement. But it all goes back to Coach Saban, right? Coach Saban has the final say-so. And I know he talks to his players, he talks to his coaches about these situations, and not having these situations be done, be performed, happen. When you look at the University of Alabama, so it's going to be a big conversation between Saban and Coach Golding. Hopefully, this does not become career-ending for Pete, because I like the guy. I mean, from the moment Golding was hired, or Golding was promoted, as I should say, as the primary defensive coordinator in 2019, and he had his first press conference during the media portion of Fan Day that year. I like the guy. I mean, I was a Pete Golding supporter from day one. And, of course, he's had his bumps. He's had his bruises. He's had his moments where it's been some struggles, but I go back to he had moments in the 2020 season where he had the defense playing well. And in the second half of this past year, following the Texas A&M game, that defense pulled together. That defense turned it around. That defense played with its hair on fire. And with all of these good things culminating here for Coach Golding, just not the best look to see what happened there on Thursday, but thankfully nothing has been reported in terms of anybody else being involved where Golding was concerned, being charged, arrested there with the DUI. So we'll see how Coach Saban goes about it. We'll see how Coach Saban plays it, but Coach Saban, well, not Coach Saban, but Pete Golding and the University of Alabama both releasing statements there.